this testimony and that I can tell them, and I pray that it would reach the people that need to hear it, God, and just help me speak to them. So what I wanted to say was, when I was younger, I wasn't attracted to girls, I was attracted to guys, and I was like so young, I didn't even know it was wrong, and then when I got older, I realized that my mom and dad were together, and it was normal for a man and a woman to be sexual together, and then I wasn't really attracted to the girls that I was around, and I was more attracted to the guys, and so then I started to think maybe something's wrong with me, and when I got into school, I really started to feel middle school, or middle school, the girls liked me, and I started getting into marijuana and smoking weed, and I got really high at break, and I started hanging around with the wrong friends, and then in grade 6, I think it was, I got so stoned that I couldn't see the chalkboard, and then I thought it was nice because it was silent reading, or when everyone reads the book out loud, and I could read it because it was close enough for me to read it when the teacher called me. I didn't get caught. And then when I went to high school, of course, I was out in the smoking area and smoking cigarettes and doing drugs because I just found it easier to fit in out there, and I knew some people out there, and then just led into more drugs, harder drugs with the friends I was hanging around, and just some hard times. Like, I guess I'm kind of afraid of the people that I hang around in a way. Just a rough group of people, like hitting each other and stuff, and I didn't want them to find out my secret because I thought they would be more proud of me to kill myself if, like, them be in a relationship with a guy. Well, that was just the way that I looked at it, and I used to have a dream all the time that my dad was chasing me with an open hand, like he was gonna hit me, because whenever I was around my dad, I kind of didn't want him to find out that I was attracted to guys. I wanted everyone to think I was attracted to girls, so no one ever knew, and it kind of weighed on me that I had to hide that secret from everyone, and I just, after a while, just got into drugs a lot to make me feel better, and they did make me feel better when I would kind of take the drug. It was almost like, so it made me feel like I had a purpose, or I'd smoke cigarettes and fit in, but it just was to hide my insecurity. But I always felt like when if I talked, they would know that sounded like a queer, so I didn't talk very much. Sometimes I would get so stoned I couldn't speak, and I just thought, if they find out my secret, I might kill myself, because I thought it would be, the best thing to do for me, because I thought people would be proud of me, but anyway, that's beside the point. The point is that God gave me attraction to girls, because when I started going to church, and my mom prayed for me and asked me that, are you gay? And I started crying because I didn't want anyone to know, and then God did a work, because she talked to a pastor, and the pastor told her to pray and fast for me, and she did, and I was still out hanging out with friends and smoking and partying, and so she just told me Jesus can heal me, and invited me to 6 or so months went by, and she invited me to a church sermon where an evangelist was there who could who had done miracles for people, and I thought that was really cool. That like someone had cancer and he laid hands on them and prayed, and they didn't have cancer anymore. So I thought, wow, this will be interesting just to go and see. And when I went, he was really like almost violent, like, and he had a nice suit and tie and had cologne and hair gel and just was like a normal like man, like, but he was very serious about Jesus and how he was alive and he could heal people. And my mom had already told me about God before and how God loves me, and about the flood and Noah's Ark and how God wrecked the world because the people were evil, but then he started a new chapter in the earth with Noah and his family and all the animals. And I just always kind of believed that God was real, and I would pray to God and kind of like say, God, I'm going to quit doing drugs. And then I'd get at a party and feel awkward, so I'd do drugs, and then I would feel bad. And so I kind of had a relationship with God, but nothing serious. And then this man, the first service went by, I was kind of happy and no big deal, but me and my mom kind of took it in our hearts that this was something serious. And one night, the next night went by, the service they held, we didn't arrive, but the third service we did, and I was ready. I thought, if God's real, if God is real, and I know that he loves me because my mom had taught me that. And I thought, I'll raise my hand, because remember how I didn't want anyone to know my secret. And then I raised my hand because I didn't want him to make fun of me. Like, I didn't want everyone in the room to look at me and then him say, you are homosexual. I just didn't want that to happen. And it didn't, because God loves me and God's good and God wouldn't do that to me. So I raised my hand and he came up to me and prophesied that I'll have a great testimony. I need to quit smoking. It's not the nicotine, but the friends it caused me to hang around and run with it. So I went outside and had a smoke for some reason. And then I went to church a lot every Sunday. And the pastor asked me to get baptized. And when I got baptized, there was a girl that I had told God that I wanted to be my girlfriend, and before the first service, and he gave me attraction to her and interest in her and girls, and I've been straight ever since, and my life has changed. I mean, God really did that for me, and he can do that for anyone else too, if you believe in him and if you want your life to change. He can do that, and he can make it so that when you're around people, you don't have to be ashamed of who you are, and you can just be normal and fit in with people because you're not trying to hide who you are anymore, and you're proud of who you are. Like, I'm proud of who I am now with Jesus. I'm proud of that I'm attracted to girls, and I can just walk up and like say, hi, I like you, and like I just want to see if you like me back. Like, you can't do that with a guy because it's just not for me. It wasn't something that I was going to do, because I knew that guys the people that I was in my time, they didn't really like swing that way or anything. Like, it was just like, if you liked a girl, that was fine, but you can't just like be liking other guys. For me, that was how it was, and I just like it a lot better being straight, because it makes me feel normal. So anyway, I pray that God would help you and you would receive that, and you would take that in your heart, and God would make the seeds that I sown come to life. And Lord, I pray that you would just, whoever's seeing this would know that you care about them and you love them, and you can do the same thing you did for me in their life, and Jesus would make yourself real in their life. And if you need anything, if you want to talk to me about it, message me.